patients inspire us to pioneer. We are Sanofi. At Sanofi, our passion is to prevent, treat, and cure illness and disease throughout life. We are always working for new ways to fight chronic, complex, and rare diseases with medicines that offer hope for patients and the future of healthcare. Our patients inspire us to pioneer.
Hello everyone, we are Group 5 and we are welcoming you to the presentation of our strategic report on the company Sanofi. Today we are going to present you the result of our work, which will provide rigorous description of the Sanofi model and strategy that allow all of you to understand the processes, relationships and resources on which Sanofi depends, as well as the strategy to develop and preserve the company's capabilities in the long term. Sanofi has been in existence since 1970 when two French pharmaceutical companies merged, and in 2004 the company merged with Aventis, a French-German pharmaceutical company, and became known as Sanofi Aventis. Today, Sanofi employs more than 100,000 people around the world, has outlets in 90 countries, provides healthcare solutions in more than 170 countries, and has 21 sites that focus on research and development, clinical research, and vaccines. All this makes it one of the undisputed leaders in the pharmaceutical industry today. In this strategic report, we will begin by providing an overview of Sanofi's history and the pharmaceutical market in which it operates, which is hyper-competitive and constantly evolving, providing the highlights and recent key figures in the modern pharmaceutical industry worldwide. We also detail Sanofi's business environment through its value proposition, presenting Sanofi's products and its business units, their core businesses, and the key trends in the pharmaceutical industry that are important to understand in order to develop a strong sense of what's going on in the market.
We performed an internal analysis to better explain Sanofi's organizational structure and corporate culture, as it helps understand where lies responsibilities and how the workflow is organized in such a big structure. We also provide a detailed presentation of Sanofi's resources and competencies that provide a competitive advantage on the market. We studied Sanofi's business model throughout a global analysis and competitive advantage that can be identified from the business model, explain what Sanofi is selling on the pharmaceutical market, to whom, how, and why. Throughout the internal value chain, the external value chain, explaining all the different activities Sanofi conducts in order to deliver medication, vaccine, etc. to consumers, and the cost structure to identify the different type of proposition of fixed and variable costs incurred in Sanofi's daily work process. And finally, we address strategic issues by talking about Sanofi's strategic guidelines, saying that sales development and strategy development must continue, and explain that innovation remains at the heart of the strategy and why. At the end, we propose some recommendations to Sanofi to help it achieve its objective and maintain its leadership position in the market.
As you can see, we have conducted an in-depth study on Sanofi and its environment. Thanks to this analysis, we have been able to see that the company has a real competitive advantage over the rest of its competitors, and it has proven it through its high profit and the range of the product it offers to the market. However, we saw there are still areas for development, such as by improving customer service and reducing dependence on certain products. Sanofi has already defined its strategy for the coming years. This strategy is very precise and is oriented on the key points of the pharmaceutical market. Sanofi must now focus on its research and development department. It must continue to research and create new drugs, and also try to develop improved scientific tools in order to stay on top and maintain its leadership in the pharmaceutical market. However, Sanofi also must keep a critical eye on its current portfolio in order to remove its most costly drugs from the market and keep developing the most successful. By doing so, Sanofi would maximize its profits and thus maintain its highly competitive advantage. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you will find all the answers to your questions in our strategic report on Sanofi.